At the time of my son's death, he was gifted, sweet kid, lovely kid, had a very good spirit, very good disposition. I felt like he was going to have a good life. We had played the third game of the week. And if you ever saw my son play, he was a warrior. Under the boards, he was fearsome. And he would battle you tooth and nail, and he would give his very best effort in the sports. And so it goes without saying that after engaging in his sports, he would walk away from the game tired. Warren was 17 years of age at the time of his death. He died in a car wreck, died instantly. He was not an experienced driver, and his loss is one that we will suffer the rest of our lives. That night, he got home, him and his friend, about 11 o'clock. They went into the sunroom, and about 3:30 that night, I got up to get some water and use the bathroom. And as I walked through to the kitchen, he and his friend, they were still up, they were still playing video games, and I got a sip of water and I went back to bed. He had gone to bed after 3:39, but yet he had arisen before 7 o'clock, and in as much as he didn't get very much sleep, so he was tired. Well, about 7 o'clock, I left, headed to church. My wife followed me, and he followed her. He hung through church service, and after church service was over, I got a glimpse of him coming down out of the choir stand out of the corner of my eye, where he was coming down into the sanctuary to be served communion. And I didn't realize it at the time, but that would be the last time that I would see him alive. Well, he told his girlfriend that he was tired. And as he left the house, she asked him to call her and let her know that he had arrived safely at home. Well, he didn't quite make it. 10 minutes after leaving her home, he had slammed into a tree where he died upon impact. It wasn't too long before this assistant coroner came to us and shared with us that my son had died. First thing I did is I reassured the coroner that it was okay, but that I needed to see the body. And so he conceded to take us around to where my son's corpse lay. And he opened the door, and as he did, I looked in over his shoulder, and on the table I saw my son's body, and I saw all the massive injuries that he had suffered. And needless to say, it was a very, very painful thing to look at. And for whatever reason, I just simply said, Warren, I am so sorry that you suffered through what you did. I don't think I've said this to anyone before, but in those trying days right after my son died, very much in pain, very much hurting, my son, believe it or not, came and visited with me for a moment here in the backyard. Out of nowhere, I got a glimpse of him coming out of the corner of my eye, and he walked right up to me. And I looked at him, and he looked at me, and he came and gave me a hug. And I gotta tell you that that was a way of the Almighty allowing me to know that my son is okay. I have two wonderful grandchildren. And so invariably every year we have choices to make. We have the choice, do we want to live in the past or do we want to live in the future? We have the choice, do we want to dwell on death or do we want to dwell on life? And what my family is doing is we're choosing to live in the future. And we love my son, he'll always be with us and we'll mourn his loss, but at the same time, we're going to celebrate life.